78. Be expanded. Flourishment of mankind enhances on the basis of self-realization. Do all your activities on the basis of a particular principle, because different actions are done following different principles. Flourishment of anything as a result of concession of its power, speed and strength. Efficiency of effective speaking and conducting oneself flourishes his theoretical and practical knowledge evolution of values. Avoid contradictory characters in your words and activities. Thinking about what is going on and what should be such analysis is helpful for evaluation. Keep yourself prepared and continue efforts for changing your habits for a peaceful development and change in your life. Avoid your bad habits before it shapes into a negative form. Then only you will be able to lead a transparent and clean life. You will see that the negative habits are not necessary. A man takes part in development of the world by using his consciousness, and engage and control its effects to a great extent. Civilization makes way for new enthusiasm and zeal in the lives of the common people. Everybody tends to flourish himself according to his conduct. Nature is to be given the credit for the shape it has given to us man. Let your aspirations given by the nature be flourished freely. A man is completely a separate entity, give him chance to develop himself like him. In fact, life is a continuous struggle of self-realization. Natural egoism and mental expression have stepped ahead of the previous generations. A mental state is a consciousness which is joined with the knowledge impacted by the parents, relatives, friends, different institutions and working organizations. In this socialization process, authoritative and equity relations are developed in all cases. The area of authoritative relation becomes narrower and the sense of evaluation for equity is expanded. Everybody is made with a different personality, family inheritance and family, social and cultural environments and attitude control a man. When man is free, he starts developing in his thinking, knowledge and mentality. This development is the ultimate goal of a creature and its life. Only opening of the outlet is required. A man's power, merit and genius is developed more in adverse natural atmosphere than in a favorable one. Because where there is no need of struggling against nature, nature keeps men under its over-control like its children. You yourself has gradually designed and is still designing your world. And yourself is fully responsible for everything good or bad for you. Life is nothing but a flow where work is the regulator. A physique and mind is a result of many incidents. Man is a natural entity, we should develop our life keeping this thing in our mind. Self-development uncovers the deep mysteries of life. Efforts and initiative bring change in a man's conception and mentality. Self-development is the best way. Existence of anything depends on its maintenance. Encouragement and recognition of a man's status is the precondition for his natural nourishment and flourishment. Everybody passes his life by analyzing the world according to his own knowledge. To develop life for greater welfare is the most sacred duty of a man. Real self-realization can be attained by physical and mental coordination of a man. Psychophysical struggle within the limit of a particular place, time and environment makes a man's overall personality. To understand an exceptional things, first of all, you are to adjust yourself with your contemporary period, and when we shall be able to do that, only then we shall be able to influence the future. Human qualities are developed and flourished by power of creativity, confidence, logical power and moral sense. Evolution is not a power but a process, not a reason but a rule. Everything is eager to flourish itself, every molecule wants to be greater. Without this motion a life leads to death. Qualified people cannot grow as a country where they are not evaluated. Genius and power gradually go down and then are wasted if they don't get the opportunity for their flourishment. To pass youth being a full-time housewife is nothing but wastage of energy. History proves that many countries have gone to ashtray due to not flourishing the mental and moral power of women and not using them for progress. As there are pairs of eyes, hands and legs in human bodies, likewise there are pairs of men and women in the society. The body which is one-eyed, one-handed and one-legged, is crippled. A society cannot be called as a developed one, without the proper development of its women. The status of a country is determined by the status of its women. If the women of a country are illiterate and underdeveloped, the country should be treated as an undeveloped one, although its men are developed in all respect. This is also applicable for a society. Women have sunk down in the male-controlled society, workers have been finished up by extortion, and the whole mankind have been kept poor and backward by the extortion of religion. A nation starts rotting from the homes. The society where there is no liberty of thinking, speaking and writing, is crippled and rotten. Nobody expresses his thought in the society where there is no liberty. A man becomes hypocrite by practicing the habit of preaching religion without observing, and by keep on telling lies on pressure. The hypocrites become saints, and the saints goes to jungle in the society where too much restrictions are there. There are some fine matters which are sharp like a sword. It is better to run away if you don't have a shield. Man is not a lifeless material. If blind faith is pressed on him and he is kept dumb and harsh all the time, he will be stopped like the leg of the ancient Chinese women. Our land is limited. Capacity of plowing cows are limited. It is quite natural that the hearts of them won't be wide, those who maintain their livelihood with such small things. The area of the world of a man is as wide as his farsightedness. We should make our national life great with breaking our such limitations. Observe the status and class of everybody. A stereotyped humanity does not last long. One day the stereotyped character will vanish if the theory of a conscious mind does not coincide with his education. Then either he will be mentally dead or will be like a mechanical idol. This is an indecent truth, like people have many heads but no brain. Everybody have a head, but all of them does not have a brain. Everybody is having a head all right, but it is difficult to find out a brainy man. A worthy head may be useful for many people. A king needs intellectuals, but intellectuals don't need a king. People are wiser than the wisest critic. Be a prey or predator. A man prospers with capabilities. In the cycle of civilization, at first man establishes his rights, then he preserves it, and lastly his fall is absurd. Flow of flourishment carries its past and makes a new file for the future. Every community runs for the goal where its aspirations are there. Process of human development is manifestation. Human society has proceeded slowly but firmly from the lower to the higher stages. Individuality and personality of men grow with the social progress. A great social change is to be made to make a basic change in the established relationship system. Power of imagination of human being has a great role in the development of human life. It is surprising how human intelligence has brought them to civilization from the 0 point. In the human society all are to share the misdeeds of a single person, because nowadays everybody of the world is more or less interrelated. A prostitute quarter and a church will always remain side by side, as this is the system of human society, because universal energy is equal. One thing is the best among all the patriotic works, and that is to educate people to be established with their own inherent power. A man acquires his tastes from his community or nation. Protection of border is not sufficient for a country, but it should also protect the character and progressive mentality of its people. A nation should protect its independence, and the artists and intellectuals should protect the liberty of the souls and thoughts. Real assets of a nation is its people, not wealth, silk, cotton, or gold. If we want, we can make majors or officers every year, but we cannot make intellectuals if we like. Intellectuals are the real assets of a country. It is they who presents country as a respectable one. Consciousness of a nation is a matter of viewpoint. A few genius grow in a nation. These genius people determine the character of the nation by their innate qualities. A man's mind is the root of his power. So, we should try to become peaceful and to work for welfare of all. We don't want war, but peace. In this way, every nation will prosper. We should leave this notion that the world is for enjoyment of a few, otherwise it will be tough to maintain the existence of the world. Flourishment is nothing but an occurrence on the way. Nature becomes finer by evolutionary process and flourishes again through combination. Nature is warring forward and backward till its birth. Only the way of expression differs.